All right, let's make big moves. Hey, do you realize that right now 75% of 2024 has come and gone? 75%. We need to relax and enjoy the rest of this fabulous year. Don't blink because before you know it, 2024 will be over. Hold on one second. All right, fuck that. But anyway, uh, you thought about what you're gonna promise yourself in 2025 for the new year? I hope it's different than last year. You know what? I make the same one every year, and I know they're never the same. Never. And believe it or not, most, if not all, hopes for the year come to pass. I ask that I keep healthy and see my dreams become my realities. That can only come happen if you know the current reality you live in. Now, look, you guys call in because I want to talk to you about this. 702 That's the number. Matter of fact, I don't even have that going across the screen. Uh, yeah. Make sure you call 702 Now, how often do you realize the person that you're hanging with doesn't have common sense? I mean, we take for granted we all have common sense. If that's the case, why do people believe they can prepare for the world's end? Common sense, I mean, shit, ain't all that common anymore. Whatever is powerful enough to end the world, I mean, it should be a matter of how the hell do you think you can do anything to survive it? Caller, what's up?
Was had that good. Yeah.
Hey man, speak up. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, yeah. What's up, bud? I was saying this is Dylan.
Dylan, what's
What's up,
happening?
you? Yes, sir. I was just gonna touch on what you said about common sense, man. I feel like yeah, common sense ain't what it used to be. Common sense used to be something we could all obviously see that's the correct answer. But now common sense is damn near the opposite of the answer.
Hey, if you remember in our course, I said we live in an oxymoron world. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it means two things at the same time that are kind of opposite to each other.
Well, exactly. That's what oxymoron is. Not two things. It's one thing. It's if it's up, it's down. That's oxymoron. You know, left is right. You know, right is wrong. All that shit, oxymoron. But that's what kind of world we live in, and that's what I'm saying. Common sense ain't common anymore. Uh, People, just like you saying, it means different things now. Different shit.
Yeah,
Just about all shit means different things. But that's the power of belief, Dylan. You know what I'm saying? If you believe something, it's going to end up being where you coming from. No matter what you hear about the world. You got anything else, Dylan?
Nah, I'm just saying, man. It's since taking your course, man. I just the biggest thing I've taken away is most people don't think, and that's something that separates you from the crowd. You know,
Yeah,
you want to get ahead out here. All you got to do is think and pay attention. People don't pay
exactly.
attention and think. Use their mind to get them where they need to be.
Believe what they think, and they'll be all right, man. Dylan,
Yeah.
man, I'm glad to hear you staying on and you comment all the time. So that means you thinking, bro, and I'm proud of that.
Oh yeah, man. Staying sharp, man. I appreciate your consistency with these videos and pushing SWU as you should.
All right, brother, be cool.
Already.
So whatever is powerful enough to end the world, what makes a person think they may survive? No matter what you hear about the world ending, you always hear that there were some survivors. Why can't you be one? You can't be one unless you believed you could be one before the catastrophe. The power of believing in yourself is just that strong. Back in the old days when Mary and Joseph were alive and doing their thing, sex was not what it is today. In the olden days, people didn't have sex because it felt good. The woman, she wasn't, interested in coming. Sex, whether right or wrong, was to reproduce, just like animals. When the time came, all men wanted to do was come. Inside the pussy or out, it didn't matter. Once we realized we were smarter than animals, we started assigning meanings to what we did. And lo and behold, we end up with what we all know as sex now. Same thing happened with meals. We were just like animals. When we got hungry, we ate. But after we got whatever civilized, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Animals have breakfast, lunch, and dinner too, if they eat 3 times a day. But they probably don't. See, you got to do it this way or that way to make the female enjoy it. A dog doesn't realize that it didn't nut it. It don't even realize mating is going to result in some pups. My point is, once we realized not using common sense would make us no better than animals. And the sad thing is, common sense truly ain't so common anymore. Common sense means that across the board, people in general all agree with a particular thought. I don't do what I'm doing with this YouTube channel to go viral. I am an egomaniac, so I want my channel to do well, but it's not common sense to use YouTube explicitly for promotions. People use YouTube for anything social. I use it to promote SW and my other ideas. I can't say which is better to do, but I can say that's another way you can see I'm carving a path for myself. Not everyone. The route I'm taking is available to all of you. I talk to other dudes doing this shit, and their followers believe all those lies them fools be telling them. They tell them that they match my exploits. The thing is, there are people on YouTube right now who offer advice about life, and these very people don't even live by what they say. Half those motherfuckers can cite or quote any kind of philosophical passage on earth to support what they say. But you know what? Simply because you can quote the scripture at will, or you can cite some reference in Congress to support what you say, it won't ever replace what I have. I don't need to cite the Bible. I don't need to quote Plato because I know none of that shit makes a bit of difference unless you're speaking to fools who want to follow the least risky way to live. You have motherfuckers on YouTube telling you how to really be down in the Abu Dhabi Q. And not one reputable motherfucker from any time has ever done anything with this fake motherfucker. Now, okay, since I am an old motherfucker, maybe people of the day can vouch for whoever is talking shit. You think like that as you give this fake a chance to prove himself. You want to know what's so sad about that? They never stand up. I have not had a hoe in over 20 years, and motherfuckers feel they should challenge me on sending my game to get my traps. Motherfuckers are too shallow to put their abadabba up to do that. Think about this the next time you want to debate some shit with me on this abadabba Q. I'm a nigga who ain't had a hoe in forever. A nigga who is 71 years old. A nigga who retired from the game, been married, and totally square. There shouldn't be anyone who would like to get a name from disrupting some of my videos. At least, no matter how many stories you hear about me, good or bad, the motherfucker telling it to you, know it because he knows me. He knows me because I was there, flat foot down with his ass in his city, across the country. When we called to check it, it was motherfuckers who were flat foot down in that city. And if it was cool, he saw me there in a week or so. I'm a giant nigga that you can listen to about money with the goal of making you see that I am you. I ain't one of these niggas who ain't been tried and tested. I have been tried, tested at all points of this country. And these fraudulent motherfuckers have all this philosophy for you because they have not lived to have an opinion of their own. Y'all need to quit it. If you want it, it's here for you to get it. Not read about it, not act like you lived it. Really live it. What do you call a motherfucker who is easily identified as never been on the blade? Hint. We loved them as kids. We all loved them. You know what we loved? Suckers. If it was one thing I was born to be other than Rosebud Bitterdose, it was to be a leader and change. I loved and hated my life at the same time, but I would never change any of it for anything. I'm so proud and conceitedly admire my strides for success. You wouldn't really believe how proud I am. I sometimes think if I wasn't a professor, I would still be in the goddamn streets. Then I think of my ace boom coon, Shantae Parker, who rode mile for mile with me and raised his sons. So I can't blame it on being a parent as far as what changed me. It must be I just like the hell out of being a leader or in the leader's position. This is the first year that I willingly missed feeding some of the homeless people. Every year I would do that on all holidays with my wife. Of course, I'd buy the food, but she did all the cooking, and I mean, she cooked enough of everything for us and them. One year, she even baked in their own turkey and cake. I wanted to say something, but when she was handing out those dinners and I saw the appreciation, something funny happened to me. I realized where she was coming from. I know that people made their choices in life, and it may have gotten them where they are because of the choices they made. But I've learned to only judge myself, and I judge me not to have a basis to say what is right in that regard. I know I have, been reading the Bible for the first time in my life, and I do know I felt different. I felt good when we pulled off from where, the people was posted up. I felt good. Do something for somebody that you don't know this year in every holiday season. You'll feel good about it. There's something you don't know about hard dudes like me. We are really soft. No, not soft as being a punk, but soft and taking shit to heart. If it qualifies as something I care about, it qualifies as something important to me. Caller, what's up?
Good afternoon, buddy. Just
What's
wanted to ask you a couple questions.
all right? What's happening?
Yeah, so I was having a discourse with this young lady on the bus today. Yeah, we was having a great time. You know, she was giving me game, and I asked her for a number. She said, I have a boyfriend," and I told her that's unfortunate. And she said, "Why?" And she said, and I said, "Because you got to settle for less." She said, she looked at me, she looked down, she said, um, nah.
Bro, what is your question?
The question is that should I respond? Was that a good response? In my opinion, it was.
What, telling her that she'd have to settle for less?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey man, what do you think it was? You said you thought it was a good response.
Yeah, I think it was a good response,
Why are you asking me
but
about it?
because I want to know if that's the correct response.
Hey, didn't you hear me say that there is no one response? Wait, no, I didn't say that to you. I'm thinking about what I said to my class. But dude, there is not a such thing as one response being correct. There's a variety of responses that are correct. So why
Hmm.
can't one of your responses be thought of as being correct when you think of it?
Because they didn't give me no game. She didn't
What
just
you
tell
mean it
her,
didn't get
oh
you no?
no.
First of all, you using the word game in the wrong way, so you can't get no game because you don't know what game is.
I thought game is when you accomplish a task.
That's
Like
not
when
game.
somebody check
That
them off.
that ain't game. Why you use that word?
The reason I use it is like because I set a plan in mind to get her stuff,
Okay,
and
but
that was the
what I'm
game that we
saying
played.
is, why do you
Yeah,
have to use the word game? How come you can't say I set a plan and to I thought of a plan, put it in motion, and results was
no,
whatever.
because I'm just I'm just talking like
I
in front.
understand you're just talking,
Yeah,
man. I'm asking you, why don't are you using the word game?
I think that's the best thing. What happened today?
Game is something
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
do in pursuit of money that you do daily. You use by using your wits.
Mm. It has nothing to do with the woman. It has all things to do with the man and
Dude, it
money.
has nothing to do with what you're talking about. I mean, it does. Game does, as far as that go. If you have conversation and you running some game, as far as the motherfucking conversation, But just by her talking to you, she ain't giving you shit. What did she tell you or show you to do?
What did she show me? What she tell me to do?
What did she show you or tell you to do?
What I saw is that she wants me to keep on pursuing.
Man, you guys kill me, man. You'll say some shit like you just said, but you don't know why the fuck you just said that.
I know why.
Why?
Because of her body language.
Because of her body language.
Yeah.
So you fluent in body language?
I mean, I'm not expertise, but no, I'm not fluent.
Man,
but I can know when somebody's interested.
Listen to me, man. How can you say what you just said and you calling and asking the question you asked?
Because you're the expert.
I'm not an expert bro, I'm an expert on my course. Yeah, and I've been in them streets, so I know about them streets. I know how to catch women. Yeah. Well, I'm saying that don't make me some motherfucker that's right and you wrong. I keep telling you guys, man, if you believe what you're saying and you're pursuing whatever it is the way you think, how can you be wrong if you get what you want?
Because it ain't produce a desirable outcome.
Are you listening to me talk?
Yeah.
So how can you not get the desirable outcome? And I said you get what you want.
Because probably I wanted that not to be. I wanted her not to get me, but that was the outcome I got.
Okay, bro. I mean, nothing I can tell you that's gonna help you because you know everything.
No, I don't know everything.
Yes, you do. Every time I say something, you but because blah blah blah. So you must know what you're talking about.
I absolutely don't know what I'm talking about.
So why don't you listen to me when I tell you what I'm talking about?
I mean, I'm listening.
No, you're not. You're debating. You're combating the conversation. You're making me not want to tell you shit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening.
Listening means you got to answer the questions too. All I'm trying to find out is what did she give you? You said she giving you game.
I mean, she's asking me questions back. That's what it means.
What does that have to do with giving you game?
I mean, she was okay. Game is probably the wrong terminology.
It is the wrong terminology.
Yeah, she was responding to my conversation.
Now, how come you couldn't say that?
Because I was stuck on the word game.
No, man, because you don't believe nothing you think. You want somebody to co-sign what you think so you can believe it. I ain't co-signing what you think. I'm gonna make you think and decide for yourself.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So what you decide?
But I should think of myself. Yeah, you can point me down the path, but how I get there is up to me.
Man, do you hear how you sound when you talk? Do you hear how you're really muffled? Do I sound muffled? Do you have any type of heart?
I'm in a conference room at the moment.
Okay, all right, you're in a conference room. I wish you guys would say that kind of goddamn shit so I won't be listening to you thinking you a chump. If you're in the conference room, I understand. But
yeah, I'm in the conference room.
All right, but my point to you is you the one said whatever you said to her. You the one that was there witnessing her response and her reactions. So you're the one that should know whether or not it was the right thing to say. Does that make sense to you?
It makes, yeah, it's clear.
Well, then that's what time it is. That's my answer. If you don't know, there's nobody that does know.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, I'm gone. All right, listen. You guys got to understand. For one thing, I ain't no relationship expert. And another thing, you can call in and ask whatever you want to call in and ask, but I don't suggest you call in if you in some sort of environment where you can't talk. That just does not make sense to me. So if it qualifies as something I care about, it qualifies as something that's quite important to me. This past holiday was the first, holiday season that I didn't even want to pass out shit. I'm a man, but I got soft spots. My little girl is foremost and most important soft spot I have. And whenever I call to cheer her up, she ends up cheering me up. Part of it is because my little girl ain't that little no more. And part of it is because I really love being a dad. Caller, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Rosebud?
All right.
All right. I got a quick question for you. Is your definition of a sucker a man that doesn't accept the truth or that doesn't embrace the truth?
That could be part of it.
Okay. Could you give me your definition, your full definition of a sucker?
Man, definitions, man, ain't shit. But a sucker is a person that does things out of the ordinary and don't think he's doing it out of the ordinary. Some things done out of the ordinary can be right or good if you make good. But just doing something out of the ordinary, expecting ordinary results, that's sucker shit. Doing something that someone then talked you into doing or tricked you into doing, that's sucker shit. I mean, there's so much shit that's sucker shit that there's no one definition for it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You do?
Yeah.
In your own words, what do you think I'm saying?
You're saying whatever you do, it should be made. Your mind should be made up about it. It should be something that you're doing, not manipulated into doing.
Exactly. And that goes with thinking, doing, being. You shouldn't be manipulated into any of that. And that's a good way to say it. A sucker is a motherfucker that can be easily manipulated.
Okay, I got you.
All right, bro.
All right.
So I need to be there for people. And with my students being so far away, I still do what I can, but it seems like it ain't, enough. Just like when Lena moved up here to Vegas, she was 17, and I couldn't go over to her house and make sure, what I did was enough. And, just as I can't go to my students' home and make sure what they get from what I said is right. Now, don't get me wrong. My daughter has been paying her own rent and living on her own for about a year at this point. But the difference was when she did need help, since she was living on her own in the same city I was in, I would go over to her house and whatever she needed, I'd provide it, and I'd make sure it was working. Now I find myself in the same predicament where I can't see that I've actually helped my students, and that shit bothers the hell out of me. I just need to learn to deal with it, just as those of you who already had kids grow up and leave the nest and mature. That's why that SWU annual dinner be so important to me. You know, I'm able to see my work, and it's not in vain. Caller, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
Nothing was happening.
All right. I just put my nephew in the SWU when I was part. He said that it don't start to October 18th. I was just making sure.
October 18th. What are you talking about, man? It doesn't. It's nothing like that no more. There's no semesters. You sign up right away and you get your work. The first initial work right then when you sign up, long as you pay, and then
Okay.
every 5 days after that you get new assignments.
Okay. I'll tell him to recheck back in on it.
All right, brother.
Hey, thank
All right, be cool. Uh, my work had been absorbed, and these men that was sponsoring the dinner, they was representatives of what I profess. Now I'm gonna leave you with this thought: if we want to make a difference, we need to unite. The only way we gonna hurt the police state of America is to boycott their fucking special spend your money days. Do not spend any money on Black Friday if you believe the verdict in the racist killings are unjust. Do not spend any money during the holidays unless you're spending it in your community. We don't need to burn our own shit up. All we need to do is stop spending money with the people who did shit. We spend a lot of goddamn money, and the gross national product reflects it. So if we want to do something, let's really hurt them. Do not support holiday spending unless it's in your own community. Think about that. I do. Hey, you guys, this is a short one because I'm busy today. I got an appointment at 2 o'clock that I got to make. But let me tell you something. I would appreciate more calls. I don't mind answering all the different things that you guys be talking about. I'm gone.